It's like a YouTube video.
Welcome to our show.
Wait, can we actually fix the circle, like, come together?
Alright, what's with you in circles? Let everyone
Well,
be.
because
Everyone
we
probably
have
has scoliosis. Leave them be.
You got this.
Why are you so salty?
I'm sorry.
Okay, that's
Oh, I thought that was mine.
Okay.
so.
Can you guys leave the cheese alone and listen?
So,
Okay, pause
Hi.
the wait. Pause the eating while the
Pause the
halakha is
eating,
happening.
okay.
Pause the eating.
She's gonna say pause.
Okay.
Okay, so my name's Iqra, by the way, if some of you don't know. Hi.
Hey, Iqra.
So I'm gonna talk about the reality of this world and like the hereafter and all that. I'm gonna mess up, or I'm sorry. This is my first halakha. Anyways, so we've been sent to this world for us to worship Allah, and the believers on this world are the ones that solely focus on their life of the akhirah, and everything else becomes secondary. So basically, they solely focus on worshiping Allah, and you know, you put your other priorities, whatever, in this dunya after. You don't focus. That comes after. That comes second. Anyways, so we're in this world temporarily, just like a traveler who goes from one place to another without any permanent residence in this world. So basically, this world is temporary. We're in this dunya to worship Allah, and we're supposed to solely focus on that, and we're supposed to come into this world as if we're just strangers to it. We're just here for a temporary time. We're just here for our main focus, and that's it, to get our main duty done. And the Prophet ﷺ gave this example that kind of relates this life and the hereafter, when he said how if one person were to dip their finger into the ocean, and the little bit of water that comes off your finger is nothing compared to the entire ocean, which in the same way, the temporary experience we have on this world is practically nothing compared to the hereafter. So again, this world is like such a short period of time. Even though it feels long, it's such a short little period of time, and we're here for such a small amount of time, and we're here temporarily, and again, to only worship Allah. And I'm sorry. So in Surah Al-Hadid, it talks about the reality of this short life, and in it, Allah warns us to remember that the life of this world is nothing but a deceptive enjoyment, which basically means it's just a misleading type of enjoyment. It's not like, it's kind of just a fake type of enjoyment. It's not really the true enjoyment in like the akhirah. So this reality blinds us from the bigger picture that is our next life. And we tend to get obsessed with gaining a lot of benefits and pleasures and comfort within this world, and every time we do, we want more of it, and we strive for all that, the pleasure and the benefits, and it could be in wealth, status, or power, or authority, and we always want more, and we end up competing with each other in pursuit of these, and we end up losing sight of the hereafter. And in the Quran, it's also oh my goodness, oh sorry, I clicked on something. Oh, okay. In the Quran, it's also stated that striving for more distracts you until you go into the graves, which again relates back to what I said about us wanting to gain for all these benefits, and we end up losing the true sight, our true sight of the hereafter. And also, so those are they who have brought the life of, whoa, I messed something up there. I don't know what I did. I'm sorry. Okay, so basically, we enjoy this life so much, and there's some that really lose themselves in this world, in this dunya, that they end up, it's at the cost of the price of their hereafter. And basically, we become so into this life, and we end up like just losing. We sin so much in this life, and we don't worship Allah, and we waste our time, that we end up losing, like, you know, our akhirah, and we, you know, go to the hell. Yeah. And it's also stated that for those who have lost themselves in this dunya, that Allah will let them remain content and basically sort of make them feel like what they're doing is good, like they're having such a good life here. And even though the reality is that they're, you know, they're losing their akhirah, like all that. And there's a lot of like effects of sinning as well that occur, like while we're in this dunya, and we lose ourselves so much into even like technology. Like, she's on her phone right now. Technology really like allows us to sin so much. Like, it's just at the tip of your fingers, and you just easily, you know, you easily sin so much. Like social media and like posting pictures, or, you know, you even see these pictures of, like, you come across, like, I don't know, weird pictures of like not, you know, right things, like, I don't know, some sort of naked picture of something or whatever, stuff like that, that inappropriate stuff. But anyways, all that stuff, it kind of influences you as well in a way to make it feel like it's okay to see those things. And especially because of the society we live in, and we're in the US, and it's harder to be focused solely on Islam here, because it's like we're so modernized here, and we're so like Muslims here are very, I mean, I'm one of them as well, I could say, like a very modernized type of Muslim, where, you know, we don't necessarily follow all the rules of Islam, especially with covering ourselves and all that, which like goes into like modesty as well, which is called haya, or haya, basically, which most people translate that to modesty, shamefulness, and shyness, which
Oh, so loud. Excuse me.
it's okay. So having haya, basically, if you think of it in this way, where you respect your elders, you know, like, you want to, whatever your elders are saying, your parents, grandparents, whatever, and you hold back your temptations, your emotions, all the stuff that you like want to say to them, you hold back all your actions, you hold that all back because of the respect that you have. It's kind of the same concept with how we should hold back our temptations and all these emotions and all that because of like the respect and like the fear of Allah, and, you know, not wanting to sin and having that modesty inside of us. And that also goes into like basically haya is basically, you know, when you see like a inappropriate scene on the TV or whatever, and you look away, like that kind of counts as like having like haya, because you have that sense and you like, oh no, that's wrong. I think that's a small example, but that also, haya is a big thing that helps you prevent from sinning. Oh, whose phone is? Prevents you from sinning.
Sounds like a why is it such a weird ringtone?
It prevents us from sinning on a daily basis, if you have that. And it's also looked at it's looked at as a desirable thing in like society, in Islam society. It's looked at like, you know, that person is very modest. They're looking towards their akhirah, they're looking towards pleasing Allah, and that's our main purpose here, because we get so involved in the modern society of today of, you know, all the social media stuff, all of like what your friends are doing or whatever is going on at school, and we miss like even prayers and all that, and like, I don't know, just attending events, and we kind of, sway away from like the main purpose that we're actually here, and we kind of lose sight of that. I mean, I'm sure like we all have lost sight of like that at some point when we, you know, are tempted by these like small little sins, and like over time those small sins build up. But I'm kind of swaying away from my point. But the point is that we should not like get so involved and so into this dunya, because we're we're supposed to be here for one main purpose of worshiping Allah, and we're supposed to, also somewhat keep a balance of your life here as well, but everything comes second after, like first comes Allah and then everything else comes second. But as long as you're doing your things that you're doing and on this dunya are to please Allah, or that you're not, going disobeying Allah, you're not doing things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wouldn't like. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry, I suck at this. Okay. I think I went really fast, but I'll just keep throwing things out there. Unless you guys have something to say, I don't know.
I liked what you said about the society is very different than compared if you lived in a Muslim country. I feel like things would be a lot more different because we are impacted by our society differently here than we would have been in a different country.
Yeah, we're definitely way more impacted here because of, we're in America, and obviously it's very diverse, but there's still that American culture and that we all are a part of, even if we're our own little culture of our own little part of Islam and all that, but at the same time we're also a part of the American culture, and we do take parts in those things, and sometimes the things that are in the American culture are not seen as right in Islam, and it kind of goes against our religion, and yet we tend to take parts in those things.
I think it comes down to who you surround yourself with, because even if you look at other countries, like Muslim countries, if you look at Pakistan, you can say that there's Muslims here that are better practicing than Muslims there. So it comes down to who you surround yourself with, because not just because you're in a Muslim country doesn't make it so much easier to be Muslim.
Yeah.
It comes down to who you are around.
I also I picked up on what you said about this generation, how it's so much easier to do things through social media and stuff. I feel that's an issue that's newer, and other generations didn't have to deal with that, but now we have to deal with that too.
Yeah.
Kind of adding on to
No, keep going. We were just talking about this before too.
yeah, kind of adding on to what Alina said, of course back in the day in Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's time, there was the people that were his worst enemies, like Abu